Hello, in this video, we're going to be talking about devising. What is it? How do you get started? The process through all of that. So, devising is creating a performance piece in response to a particular initiating material. That initiating material is called a stimulus. We call it that. It stimulates your work. We've got the word roots there. It's quite interesting if you are a nerd like me. Um, it's a response. It's not a direct copy of something. So your stimulus could be anything. It could be a film. It could be a book. It could be a picture. It could be a song. It could be a news article. It could be a real world event. But you're not just copying that. You're responding to it. So if you, for instance, watched Toy Story, used that as your stimulus and your inspiration, you're not just going to make a play that is Toy Story. It'll be something that takes inspiration and some kind of response to that. So it might be what happened to Andy's mum and maybe taking it in that direction. It's achieved through collaboration and teamwork. It's not an individual process, and that makes devised work really, really interesting. So it starts by a collaborative agreement on a final stimulus. So you'll probably discuss lots of different ideas, and then you're only limited by your imagination. You could choose to come up with a loose storyline at this point, or a general theme, just an idea of what you're doing. But this will help you to streamline your ideas in the future. If you know generally where you're going and what you're hoping to achieve, you can always keep on track further down the line. Now, what is the heart and the soul of your piece? Your heart should be the reason why you are making it. What do you want an audience to think? What do you want to tell them? What do you want to achieve towards someone else? Your soul is more about you as a creator. What do you want? Do you want to maybe discover something about the world or discover something about yourself or experience pleasure or understand something? All of these different things, that's the soul of your piece. That's the reason why you're creating it in the first place. Originality is simply what hasn't anyone else done yet? What can I do which is completely fresh and isn't an imitation of someone else? Now, any idea that you have to go into your devised performance should fit into one of these three things. It should be for your audience, for yourself, or completely original. Hopefully, it will work in across those. So it might be something for your audience to understand, and it's completely original. Devising is all about collaboration and working as a team. Any ideas that you have should be workshopped and decided on as a group. So you cannot just go, this is what we're doing, I'm in charge, we're doing that. That's not collaborative work. So if you have an idea, bring it into your rehearsal and say, look, I came up with this really good idea. Don't just describe it to your team. Sitting there and going, I've got this idea, I walk on, and then I fly, and then I get splashed with water. No one knows what that looks like. Whereas if you kind of direct it and you're like, okay, so you're coming in here, we're doing this, this happens, and people get an idea, even if it's not perfect, and it definitely won't be perfect at this point, maybe improvising around it. Once you've done that, make a note of it, remember it, and move on. Move on to something else, move on to someone else's idea. You don't need to discuss it, you don't need to justify anything, you just need to have some ideas and you share them. You would then, after a week or so, of lots of people coming in, pitching lots of different ideas, but you've got lots and lots of puzzle pieces, right? And you're kind of like, right, so I've got 500 pieces of this puzzle. Some of those will be from the puzzle you're currently building, and some of them won't. You've got lots of different ideas, and now you need to narrow it down to which of those ideas work for the play that you are making and the project that you're currently working on. That doesn't mean ideas that don't make it into that final cut are bad. It just means it doesn't work towards the storyline or the theme, or maybe it doesn't kind of mold well with other people's ideas. Assembling different ideas can be tricky. So you might go, well, you had this idea and I've got this idea. Why don't we put them together and make something different? And that's how you piece it together. But it does involve getting rid of your own good ideas. You may have had the most incredible idea ever, and it is amazing, but you can't be precious about it. It's not important whose idea it is or how good we individually think ideas are. It's just there are lots of ideas. This one doesn't quite fit. Doesn't mean you can't make another play or a different project that is that idea. Yeah. But it's a case of kind of there's no ego involved in devising. So sometimes at this stage, you may choose to write a script, but you don't have to. If your team and the people that you're working with works best from going, okay, so we've got a script, we've written it, and we're going to go through it, maybe it's a good idea to take those assembled ideas and write a script. If your team are more like, no, let's keep it loose, let's keep it improvised, then work like that. There are no set rules here. Always remember though, whether you're using a script or not, always keep a note of what you've done. What happened today? What changed? Why did we do that? Because that's going to help you, if you're at GCSE, to write your coursework. But it's also just going to help you understand how you made the play because you're going to forget things. And you could, yeah, we had that really good idea and it changed and we ended up with this. And it kind of documents what happened. Finalizing is all about finishing things off, rehearsing, making sure everyone knows what they're doing, making sure that every time you perform the play, it is more or less the same. It's not necessarily always the same because live performance is never truly set in stone, but it's got to be similar, not just a completely different thing every time. And it's all about that rehearsing, making sure you know what's happening, make sure people know what they're saying. And then when it's perfectly rehearsed, putting that kind of finished jigsaw puzzle, I guess, um, onto a stage and performing it to an audience. You may choose to get some feedback from your audience. You may choose to ask them what they thought about it. That's always helpful because it's especially with a devised piece. You know, actually, they didn't understand the plot point. This they didn't get that, so we need to adapt that. Right? So you might choose, even in the performing stage, to still be tweaking things along the way. So that is a really brief kind of process through devising and what that process entails and how that works. It's not an easy thing to do. It is about kind of letting yourself open up to other people, take other people's ideas, not thinking about yourself. It's about the group, it's about the project. I hope this video was helpful and kind of goes through some of the stages and the tips. Obviously, with projects like this, lots of different people work in lots of different ways and may go, actually, none of this makes any sense, but I know I'm going to do it like this. That's perfectly fine. This is how I would approach the devising process. Thank you for watching.